From a guy who made a way where there was no way. To a cop who got outsmarted by an inmate in a wheelchair. These are some of the genius tricks criminals used and managed to escape cops. Well, not all tricks are genius.
Where are you going? Settle that, mug.
Let's start with a guy who literally broke through a wall.
Sheriff's office, anyone inside? Come on out with your hands up, open and empty.
On October 13, 2024, Bernalillo County Sheriff's officers responded to a call from a landlord regarding his tenant, 24-year-old Adelaide Mestre, who had allegedly shot his mother, father, 17-year-old sister, and the family dog.
Yes, sir. My family rushed me. Rushed you where? In my room. What do you mean? With a knife. Come out here real quick, man. Yes, sir. What are you talking about, dude? You have any weapons on you right now? Yeah, I do. Oh, no, don't. I do. Yes, sir. You're just gonna tell me what's going on, okay?
So my family was trying to walk into my room, and they were trying to hit my heart. And my dad had a knife, and my sister had a sledgehammer, and then I found,
what?
But however, I found their bodies, and their wounds were healed. Do you want me to show you?
125, so we need additional units code.
It's crazy. I don't know, like, I shot him in the head, and then they were convulsing.
When interrogated, Adlai surprised the cops with how openly he described the events. He admitted to shooting his father in the living room and his mother as she came down the stairs. The family dog wasn't spared either. Afterwards, he tried to clean up the scene and dragged the bodies to a ravine to bury them. But who made him do this? Adlai had a history of mental health issues. Combined with a reluctance to take his prescription, he'd occasionally suffer from episodes. He claimed to have heard seismic waves mention shooting at cell towers and even told the officers that he believed he was cursed.
To the doctor at all for any type of mental health issues?
Oh yeah, I went to him for, curse. People used to curse me. I feel like my family cursed me.
Oh, really?
I feel like my family shall curse me.
And why do you say that?
I don't know, it's just, but I always spend time with my family, and my voice changed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Since Adlai had been so open, the cops left the room without any suspicion. But despite his honesty, he had no intention of staying in custody. Despite his unconventional escape, his freedom didn't last long. He was captured a few seconds later while still in the police station. He was charged with 3 counts of first-degree homicide, 5 counts of tampering with evidence, a single count of extreme cruelty to animals, escape from custody, and criminal damage to property. As of now, he remains in custody as the authorities have yet to determine whether he is competent to stand trial. Adlai's escape attempt was pure brute force, but the next suspect? He pulled off a getaway that left a cop begging strangers to call the cops.
Hey, can you call the police for me? Call the police for me. Hey, call the police.
On March 7, 2022, the Pulaski County jail officer was escorting 41-year-old Joel Delgado in a wheelchair to a scheduled court hearing following his arrest for burglary and firearm possession. At that time, the suspect had just been discharged from the hospital after faking an injury and claiming he needed medical evaluation. In that state, the suspect seemed harmless, convincing the officers there was no need for cuffs or shackles. This turned out to be a huge mistake.
Hey, you see a shoe back there? Where is it? Oh, I'm gonna catch you, baby. I'm finna shoot your.
And since the officer left his radio in the police car, he had no choice but to swallow his pride and desperately run around, asking random bystanders for a phone to contact his colleague.
Hey, can you call the police for me? Call the police for me. Hey, call the police. Call the police. Which way it go? Nah, which way it go?
Went straight through the alley and cut that way.
What's your phone? My damn radio came out.
Hold on. Damn, little man, I tried to come behind you and get him.
I don't know where he went. Dad, what I need to dial?
They didn't sign up. What's the number?
501.
Yeah.
340 7050.
750?
Yeah. What was his name?
I don't know the white boy name. Damn, I tried to get him.
Hello? Hey, Hook. The wheelchair dude got up and ran. Yeah. I couldn't catch his ass. And my radio was in the mother. I had my camera on though.
As if the humiliation wasn't enough, he then had to endure the mocking that came from being outrun and losing a guy in a wheelchair.
Dude ran, man. Yeah, where's my radio? Yes, he did. Dude ran. Yeah. What? He took off? Yeah, right straight up this street. Oh, yeah, man. What? You're doing the wheelchair race? Dude took off. Yeah, the wheelchair dude. He jumped the rail. It's on my camera, bro. Oh, what's that, man? He jumped the rail, kicked his shoe had came off. I been down to get his shoe. He just ran. He took off on you, man. Yeah. Should have had curbed him to the wheelchair. Yeah.
Delgado was recaptured a couple of hours later and got additional charges of escape on top of burglary and firearm possession charges. After this incident, one thing was certain: Pulaski County authorities had to improve the department's inmate transfer procedures. If you thought outrunning an officer was daring, the next suspect took things to new heights. Literally. On August 28, 2019, Amelia Manzano and Edgar Acosta were fleeing from the police because they were suspects in an attempted armed robbery. After leading police on a high-speed chase through LA, flying past traffic at 95 miles per hour, they realized their luck was running out. They ditched the car and made a run for it on foot, but when the streets failed Amelia, she climbed onto the rooftop of a house, hoping to find an escape. After running out of options, she pulled a stunt worthy of an action movie, jumping from rooftop to rooftop and finally landing on a car. She then reunited with her partner on a shed rooftop for one last romantic hug, as if they were Bonnie and Clyde before surrendering. But the cops weren't impressed, and their love story ended in matching handcuffs. The two were both taken into custody and were charged with attempted armed robbery. While this escape was kinda cool, the next stunt made the suspect look rather dumb.
Where you going?
Settle down, bud.
On November 21, 2021, Andre Damon George, a kidnapping and assault suspect, ran out of luck when Blue Ash police went to his hotel room for a welfare visit. This was after a hotel employee saw George with a woman who appeared to be in distress and called the cops. When the officer questioned George, he initially cooperated, but then attempted to escape by jumping from the 6th floor window.
Something happened between you and her last night?
I mean, not kinda, but not really.
Okay. Do me a favor. Don't put your hands in your pockets like that when we're talking.
It ain't nothing.
All right, come here. Come on over here for a second. Put it around. You just keep putting your... Don't tense up, man. Don't tense up, man. Where are you going?
Settle down, bud.
After the failed attempt, the officer handcuffed him. The victim, who was not a stranger to George, had sustained serious injuries and was transported to a hospital. George was jailed in Harrison County on kidnapping and assault charges, with bail set at $205,000. George should probably watch the next case, because this is how you actually escape through a window. On October 8, 2019, Quantrell D. Schwartzlow was arrested at Orfordville Parkview High School on suspicion of second-degree assault, strangulation, and battery, and was placed in the interview room. At some point, the officers escorted him out of the interrogation room, but the suspect already had an idea in mind, so he came up with an excuse to return to the room. The cops bought it, and one of them escorted him back, and that's when Schwartzlow's plan kicked into action.
Just give me a minute.
He was caught in Janesville at a friend's house about 3.5 hours after his escape. In addition to second-degree assault, strangulation, and battery, the suspect was charged with felony escape. In April 2019, Schwartzlow pleaded guilty to charges of escape and strangulation. He was sentenced to 4 years in prison, followed by 4 years of extended supervision. Although recaptured, Schwartzlow's plan was calculated. The next guy, not so much. Have you ever seen a movie where the bad guy pulls off the perfect getaway? Yeah, this is not that. On December 1st, 2014, it started as just another classic Los Angeles police chase. A stolen BMW flying down the wrong lane, dodging cars recklessly, hitting 90 miles per hour at one. Then, boom! He rear-ended another car. The guy then jumped out of the wrecked car, but instead of just running for his life like a normal criminal, he grabbed his skateboard. For a glorious 5 seconds, he tried to ditch the cops by skating away. But here's the problem. He was terrible at it. Back on foot, things got worse. A red pickup truck blocked his path. He dodged it, but the driver wasn't done. As the cops closed in, the same truck cut him off and pinned him down. And the driver, none other than Luis Pizarro, a former reality TV star who used to dramatize car repossessions. Guess stopping car thieves is just muscle memory for him. The suspect was arrested and charged with auto theft, and police recovered the skateboard for evidence. Running from the cops is one thing, but escaping an entire SWAT team? Now that's a whole different level. On February 6, 2013, in Canton, Ohio, SWAT video caught a homicide suspect on camera after he jumped out of a second-story window and made a run from officers. The incident happened after Gary Marks Jr., a 52-year-old, was shot in the neck after interrupting the suspect's attempt to steal from his car. Gary passed away as a result of his injuries. Officers later identified their shooting suspect as 22-year-old Jamari Harper. Videos showed SWAT officials arriving in an armored vehicle wearing SWAT gear surrounding a house where Harper was hiding. Seeing this, Harper jumped out of a second-story window before sneaking around to the back of the house. Unfortunately for him, the officers saw him, and Harper decided to run. Harper was eventually caught and taken into custody after going to the hospital to recover from the injuries he sustained from the second-story window jump. Harper faced multiple charges. According to sources, Harper was found guilty of homicide, felonious assault, and aggravated battery. He was sentenced to an aggravated term of 29 to 33 years to life in prison. This includes sentences for homicide, felonious assault, and aggravated robbery, all with firearm specifications. Now, the next suspect didn't have to run. He didn't have to jump fences or hide. He got away for one simple reason. He was white.
You gonna shoot me?
No.
Another person on the news?
Get on your knees.
I didn't do nothing
Shut
to
the
you.
with that on your knees.
I didn't do nothing to you.
On August 30th, 2020, police received a call from the manager of Hawthorne Suites in Tempe, Arizona, after an armed suspect had pulled a gun on him, threatening the safety of the people in the hotel.
Hey, sir, how we doing?
Wait, let me hold on to your issue. Some guy just pulled a gun out on us.
41. I've got a 417 George here. I'm gonna need some additional units. Manager's advising this male subject here just pulled a firearm on him. What room number and what's the description? What info do you have on this individual? Where is he now? Is he a white male? A black male? Come on. White male. He's going to be wearing a black shirt, tan pants.
He's gonna be coming down the staircase and exit out that door right there.
Despite having a clear suspect description of a white male in a black shirt and tan pants, the officer went ahead and confronted the wrong guy.
He's walking out now. Get inside now. Get the out. Put your hands up. One at gunpoint. Step out.
I work here.
You work here?
I was kicking the door closed, man.
Okay, turn around.
I work here.
That's fine.
Come on, man, you don't gotta
Step
put
this
no
way.
gun at me. I got my
Hey,
hands
listen
up.
to me. Listen, okay?
I got my hands
I am responding to somebody with a firearm who matches your description. You understand that? Come here.
I got my hands up, man.
Stand
Take
back.
the gun off. For real, I got my hands up.
Where's your ID at? No, you don't get to tell me what to do. Where's your ID at?
Take the gun off me, man.
No.
Where your supervisor at? You gonna shoot me?
No.
Another person on the news?
Get on your knees.
I didn't do nothing
Shut
to
the with that on your knees.
I didn't do nothing to you. Remember this. I need your badge number and your name.
You'll get everything you need.
Yeah,
Put everything on the
I
ground.
didn't do nothing. I got my hands up and I work here. Go call the manager.
41, where are my other units at? Just hang tight, okay?
But this ain't. I work here. All you gotta do is call the manager and take the
Who's
gun
your
off.
manager? Stop telling me what to do.
Sean Hoover, take
Okay,
the gun
what is
off.
your name?
Trey.
41, can we get somebody to get the complainant on the line and find out if there's an employee here by the name of Trey?
You don't got to hold no gun. My hands are up. I'm not a threat to you.
Are you a cop?
I'm not a threat to you.
Are you a cop?
I'm not a threat to you.
You don't tell me what a
I'm
threat
not
to me is. You don't
Yeah,
know.
Just because you're a cop don't mean you can hold a gun at somebody whenever you get good and damn ready. I put my hands up and I'm
When
not.
I'm responding to somebody with a firearm, I can do what I need to stay safe and go home to my family. Do you understand that?
My hands are up. Anybody come
Did
up?
he verify that somebody by the name of Trey works here?
I'm just dressed like this for no reason?
Get out of here, Trey.
Yeah, thank you.
You can.
As the officer clearly focused on the wrong guy for a few minutes, the real suspect escaped. Following this incident, the officer, Ronald A. Curzea, faced significant backlash for his actions, which were widely criticized as an example of racial profiling. He eventually relinquished his peace officer certification in 2022, effectively excluding him by exemption from serving as a law enforcement officer in Arizona.